Okay, good morning. Welcome to our Friday morning class. We are going to go ahead and get started. You could be in a chair. You could be on the floor. Wherever you are here, though, we're going to take a comfortable seat and I'm going to roll those shoulders up and away from the ears. Keeping the chest lifted, we'll drop the nose down toward the floor. Eyes can be closed or soft. Starting to let go, just dropping out of the thinking mind, down into the body. Starting to sense, how is the body? Maybe also opening your senses to other things that you can observe without engaging in thought about them. So maybe sounds in the room, or vibrations or senses in the room. As you allow your awareness to broaden, try to not label what you observe, but instead just get a sense of what is it? A sense of an awareness without that label, without thinking about it. Trying to find the boundary for how far out can you expand your awareness without losing touch with your own being. I want you to stay connected with the breath in your body and allow the awareness to expand. Somewhere where you can sense that balance between what is around you, but what is within you at the same time. Where is that edge? And we'll draw the awareness back into your body, lengthening out the breathing, feeling the breath in the body. On your next inhale, slowly open the eyes and come back into your space. All right, let's do a side bend. We'll take the left hand down, right hand up and over. Inhale up and over to the other side. Inhale, come on back up to center. We'll take both hands back by the hips and lift the chest up toward the ceiling, shoulder blades together and down. You might tilt the pelvic bone a little forward and taking this into a back bend. Inhale, we'll come on back up. Let's interlace the fingers. Press the hands forward, elbows straight up and over the head. And we'll bring the hands back down, change the interlace of the fingers, and then forward up. And we'll bring the hands back down. Let's do some neck rolling. So keeping your shoulders back and down, we'll drop the nose down toward the floor and then circle with the nose, making the biggest circle that you can. And you might try going a little faster here if that feels okay. We might go really slow. I'm gonna pause that direction and go the other way. Next time, the nose is toward the floor in the starting position. We'll pause there, and then we can lift the head. All right, let's take the hands to the shoulders. I'm going to circle the elbows. Start off slow here. Drawing big circles with the elbows and keeping the breath flowing. And go a little faster. Starting to build some heat in the shoulders. And a little faster. Come back to that mid-range speed. And you're starting slow speed. And I pause there and now go the other direction, slow speed. And the middle range speed, a little faster. And faster, high speed. Coming down that mid-range speed. And you're starting slow speed. And then relax the hands down. Let's take a turn to the left. And coming back through center, let's turn to the other side. Coming back to center. And if you're in the chair, you're going to bring the soles of your feet together on the floor and just allow the knees to open. If you're sitting on the edge of the chair, you could hold the chair to come forward. If you're on the floor, you're going to take your feet in a long body konasana, soles of the feet together and forward. And we're also going to come forward here. So you could have your hands back by your hips, or you could have your hands forward if you're on the floor. On inhale, come on up, draw the knees in if you're on the floor. We're gonna work our way up to standing. So just any way you can, clearing your mat, Coming on up. Get a little movement here. Maybe you'll see it's snowing outside. So it is wintertime. Need to get some heat in the body. Just want to find your feet on the floor. Spread those toes, connecting feet on the floor. I'm going to rock a little forward, back. Keep that breath, nice full breath. You can exhale out the mouth. Just going to rock forward and back, heel to toe, exhaling out the mouth. One more here. All right, coming back to Tadasana, mountain pose. And inhale, let's take the arms up. Palms together, and exhale, bring the hands down the center of the body. Inhale, arms up. I'm going to take a little bit of a back bend here. Exhaling, drawing the hands down the center of the body, starting to bend forward. Inhale, arms up. Little back bend, palms together at the top of the inhale, exhaling, coming down, adding a little bow. Inhaling up. Exhaling, following the hands with the gaze. Adding a little more of a bow, starting to increase your range here. So a little back bend at the top of your inhale. Exhaling, coming down. Remembering, whenever you're using these back inflections, using those abdominals and leg muscles for supporting, just flopping the back around, but we're supporting with our muscles. Just adding a little more each time, whatever feels like your range of motion here. You might even come into a full Uttanasana on your bow. Always moving with your breath and with control. One more here. On your next exhale, we're going to come into that full Uttanasana. Stay there and breathe. Uttanasana, standing forward, bend, lifting your tailbone up toward the ceiling, upper body soft. If you can't touch the floor, you could have your hands on blocks, or you could just let the hands and head hang. I'm going to grab a hold of your elbows with your hands, and now pretend you're a pendulum. I'm going to swing your pendulum left to right, back and forth. So it's going to lengthen one side of the body and then the other. Your giant clock. And coming back to center, we'll take a bend to the knees, abdominals in. We're going to roll our way back up to standing. Tadasana, mountain pose. And take your hands now to your hips. Feet are hip distance apart. Take a bend to the knees. Push into your feet, come one up. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, push into your feet, come on up. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, push into the feet, come on up. And exhale, bend the knees and hold in chair pose. Tailbone toward the floor, abdominals in. If this feels okay, arms up and over your head, chair pose. And pushing the feet, come on up. We're going to bring the palms together, crescent pose to the right. I'm going to drop down here. Try to keep the shoulders in line. Inhale, back up and crescent pose, other side. Inhale, back up to center, release the hands. Let's take the hands to the hips and hula hoop circling here. I'm gonna pause there, hula hoop the other way. And then coming back to center, we're going to bring the hands down onto the knees and circle. Circling at the knees. You might roll around your ankles, your feet. I'm going to pause that direction, circle the other way. And then coming on back up. All right, we're going to work our way into warrior one. I'm going to take that right foot forward, left foot back, squaring the hips toward what is in front. Front knee bends, back leg straight. Virabhadrasana one, warrior one here. Arms up when you're ready. This way. You're going to root into your back, but we're going to bring the palms together at the heart. You're going to lean forward. And then from here, you're going to twist around the spine, starting to turn toward the right. This is a revolved side angle pose. If you're low enough to hook that elbow, then start to draw your top shoulder back. Remember, you're still twisting around the spine, still lengthening from tailbone to the top of the head. Strong in the legs. Legs are your support. On the inhale, unwind back into warrior one. I'm going to bring the hands to the hips, step your back foot forward and your front foot back. So we're going to switch sides, coming into warrior one on the other side. Left foot forward. When you're ready, arms up, warrior one. You're going to root into your back foot, palms together at the heart. Lean forward and turn. Revolve, side angle pose. Again, if you're hooking that elbow, you're drawing your top shoulder back, trying to bring the thumbs back to the center of the sternum. On inhale, we'll unwind, coming back into the warrior one. Release the hands, we'll step the feet together. I'm going to work on pyramid pose. So two options with pyramid. Option one, you can use the seat of a chair to come down with your hands on the chair. Or you can use a couple of blocks. So the idea here is if you're using your blocks, you'll have them up near the top of your mat. We're going to start on that first side. Take your right foot forward, left foot back. Square the hips toward what's in front of you, your chair or your blocks. And then come on down with the hands on the chair or the blocks. And then when you come down, make sure you're not sinking into the blocks and into your hands and just kind of letting the legs get floppy. I'm going to try and tone the leg muscles, keeping those feet active, leg muscles active, and that right hip drawing back toward what's behind you. And really feeling a length from tailbone to the top of the head, lengthen the spine. From here, we're going to come into revolved triangle pose, so that left hand could come a little bit closer to your foot, or if you're on the chair, more toward the center of the seat. Keep the length in the spine, keep the hips where they are. We're going to stack the shoulders and with the right hand up toward the ceiling, revolved triangle pose. Now, if this is easy for you, you want more, take that right hand around the back of the body, find the top of your left thigh, and keep drawing the shoulder back more. On inhale, we're going to release that right arm. I'm going to rotate back into the pyramid pose. Let's take a bend to the front knee. We'll step the feet together. Come on up to standing. And we'll do a twist around the spine. Now we're going to work in a half warrior three. So again, you might have the seat of a chair. You might be working here. So I'm basically going to come back into the pyramid. I'm going to lift that back leg. So you might be on a chair to do that. You might be on the blocks. If you're going to use the blocks, have your foot back a little from it, not directly between your blocks. Maybe your hands a little above your foot. We're going to come on down with your hands on your support blocks or seat of the chair. Root into your right foot. You're going to take all your weight into that right foot, pushing actively down into the floor, toning the muscles of the right leg. And then with control, lift that left leg back behind. See if you can get the foot in line with the hips and the head. And draw the abdominals in and up and see if you can lighten the load on your right leg, just feeling a lifting at the abdominals. Breathing here. Making sure you're not locking your knee on your right side. You're toning the muscles around that knee. Breathing. Abdominals supporting the lower back. Then we'll bring your back foot down to the floor. Nice bend in the knees and come on up to standing. Good. We're going to do pyramid now on the other side. So left foot, we'll take the foot up by your blocks or right underneath of your chair seat. And so left foot forward, right foot back, big step back, square those hips, straighten the legs. Keeping that left hip moving toward what is behind, we'll come on down, pyramid pose on this side. And again, remember active legs, active feet, not getting lazy in the lower body. And lengthening, tailbone on the top of the head, nice long spine. I'm going to come into revolved triangle pose. So right hand a little bit closer to your front foot. I'm going to stack the shoulders and open the chest. So keep your hips where they are. Keep the legs strong. We're twisting around that long spine and opening here. If you want a little more, you can take your top hand around the back of the body, draw the shoulder back and turn a little more. Inhale. We'll unwind, coming back into pyramid, taking a bend in the front knee, back foot comes in, we'll come on up to standing. Let's release the back with a little twist. And then coming back to center, we're going to work our way into half warrior 3. So again, you could be using a chair or the blocks. You want to have your foot a little bit back from whatever it is that you're going to be using. And then come on down. So still left foot down now. Actively pushing into the floor, toning the muscles of your left leg. We're going to lift now your right foot back behind. Again, try to get that foot in line with the hips, with the head, and lift at the abdominals in and up so that you can feel that core support. And toning the muscles around your left knee. Make sure you're not locking that knee. Breathing here. And then we'll bring that right foot back down, deep bend in the knees, and come on up. Let's take the hands to the lower back, shoulders back, tailbone forward. Let's come into a back bend. So lifting the center of the chest. So the further back you go, the more those hips have to come forward. Down the abdominals in, we'll come on back up. All right, let's work a little bit on tree pose. So you could have a support here. You could use a piece of furniture or a chair. We're going to start standing on the right foot. So really rooting that right foot down into the floor. Going to pick up your left foot, turning your knee out to the side, and any version of tree here, that foot on the inner shin, inner thigh, not the knee. Just finding where is your challenge today. Keeping the breath flowing. And then we'll come on out with control on that side. Okay, coming to the other side. Tree pose on the left foot. Finding that taproot leg, finding that foot, finding that leg. We'll bring up that right foot, any version of tree pose. And then coming on out with control. Okay, we're going to work in to a lateral series. We're going to do triangle, warrior two. So if you want to use a block, you can. We're going to take that right foot forward. If you're using a block or a seat of a chair, you're going to have it to the outside of your right foot. Toes out on the right foot, toes in on your left foot, feet are in line, hips are in line with the feet, shoulders in line with the hips. When you're ready, arms out. Now engage the leg muscles toning from your feet up into your core. From here, we're going to hinge at the hips and come on down. If you're using a block or a chair, you can bring your right hand to that support, one hand on top of the other. Breathing here, noticing that right hip to right shoulder connection, trying to lengthen that side of the body. And from here, we're going to bend that front knee right over your ankle and come on up for warrior two. Now from here, we're going to bend your right arm, take the forearm to the thigh, your left hand to your left hip. We're going to draw that left shoulder back, really opening the chest, maybe even looking toward the ceiling. So you really want to root into that left foot, the one that's on your left foot, and rooting down. Now we're going to bend the right knee a little more, start to drop your hips just a little bit more toward the floor, still while looking toward the ceiling and keeping that left shoulder way back. Now, if the shoulder can stay where it is, you could release your left hand all the way up and over your head, palm toward the floor. Really root into that left foot and lengthen the whole left side of the body. On inhale, I'm going to come back up to warrior two. And turn the right palm up and reach up for reverse warrior. And inhale, come back into warrior two. One more breath here. We'll straighten the legs. We're going to work our way to the other side. So you might just turn your feet. Might need to turn around. Left foot forward now. Right foot back. Toes in on your right foot. Toes out on your left. Hips in line with the feet. Shoulders in line with the hips. And when you're ready, Trikonasana, come on down. Length in the spine, particularly that left side, left hip, left shoulder, not locking any knees. Nice full breaths in the body, full breathing. From here, we'll bend the front knee, come on up for warrior two. Coming into extended side angle pose, we'll bend the left arm, forearm to the thigh. Take the right hand to the right hip to start. You're gonna root into that right foot and drop the hips a little lower by bending your left knee just a little bit more. So strong into that right foot. Draw that right shoulder way back, starting to turn the chest toward the ceiling like that, really that far. Almost like you can open that chest way out. Now keep your left knee, keep that over your ankle, don't let it come in. And if your right shoulder can stay back, that hand could come up and the arm all the way over your head. If you still want a little more, drop your hips a little lower, reconnect with that right foot. On an inhale, we'll come back up into warrior two. And reverse warrior, left palm up. On the inhale, we'll come back into warrior two. And then release the arms, straighten the legs, step the feet together. Good work. We're going to come down onto the floor now, all the way down. You could sit on a blanket. A little seated forward bending. Once you're down, let's just do a traditional seated forward bend. So we're going to start in staff pose. So staff pose, feet are hip distance apart, toes are up, hands back by the hips, shoulders back and down. Engaging the abdominals, feeling that lift in and up. Making sure that the head is in line as well. We're not jutting the chin out. Trying to make the spine as long as we can. So it's like you're reaching for the ceiling with the top of your head. And then thinking about your heels to your tailbone. If you were to slide your tailbone behind you, you can feel a little bit of that pelvic tilt, pelvic bone moving here. Use that as the hinge. Pelvic bone tilting, tailbone going behind, bringing your chest forward. Hopefully you can feel that. Tailbone back behind and lengthening through the top of the head, coming on forward from there. Then if your shoulders can behave, bring your hands forward if you like. From here, we'll come on back up. I'm going to work into fire log pose. So I'm going to take your right leg down and I'm going to line up the shin parallel to the body. And then your left leg, it could come in front. So you have your foot in front of your knee, or you might be able to stack the foot on top of the knee, foot, knee, knee, foot. So they're either stacked on top of each other, or they're slightly forward. The foot is slightly forward and you're crossing at your shins. And when I narrow forward, cross-legged position, both sit bones down. And then keeping that length in the spine, we'll come on forward here and breathing. On an inhale, come on up from there. I'm going to release the legs and come to the other side. So left leg on the bottom. Right foot either stacks on your knee or again is in front. So narrow forward cross-legged position. Both sit bones down, and when you're ready, come on forward. On inhale, we'll come on up from there. And release the legs. Let's take the feet wide and come into frog pose. So for frog pose, start with your knees or your feet wide, your knees bent. And then you're going to turn your feet, laying your knees out. You're going to lay your feet down so you're connecting your pinky toe side with your mat. You do want to be on a mat here so you don't slide. So knees are out, pinky toe side down, and then you should be able to push into your feet here and not feel them move. All right, now from here, lengthen the spine, come on forward any amount for your frog pose. On inhale, we'll come on up and release the legs. I'm going to come off of your blankets and scoot a little bit forward and come into a twist here. So knees bent, hands back behind you here. Kind of drop both knees to the left, snuggle your right knee into your left foot. Pick up the right hand and continue the direction of your knees, turning your chest all the way toward the floor. And then bend the elbows and start to take your nose down toward the floor. On an inhale, we'll unwind, coming on and back up to center. And then we'll go over to the other side, both knees to the left, or to the right, I mean, both knees to the other side. Follow your knees and turning your chest down toward the floor, bending your elbows and dropping your nose down. On inhale, we'll unwind, come back to center. Yes, sit back on your blanket in a comfortable seated position. Bring the hands to rest on the knees or thighs. Draw your shoulders back and down, away from the ears. And drop the nose a little bit toward the floor. Allow the eyes to close. Feeling the breath in the body. Noticing if the body or the mind or any aspect of your being has changed from the beginning of class. Bring the hands together at the heart, keeping the eyes closed. Recognizing how fortunate we are to be able to practice together, and to be able to advance in our journey of yoga. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.